Hello friends, welcome to the next session on data structure. Today we'll talk about a non-linear data structure, that is tree. We already learnt about linear data structure, that is stack, queue, linked list, right? Today we'll talk about the non-linear data structure, that is tree. Now, why are studying tree? Because linear data structures, what we studied, stack, queue, and linked list, they store data sequentially, one after the other. Now, in order to perform any operation on a linear data structure, the time complexity increases with the increase in the size of the data. As the input size of your data structure, input size of data increases, the complexity also increases, right? But when you're using tree data structure, the complexity is not dependent on the size of the data. It is not directly dependent on the size of the data, right? So different tree data structure allow quicker and easier access to data as it is a non-linear data structure. Fine. Okay. So we talk about tree. As you guys said, whenever you talk about a data structure, there are two things associated with each and every data structure. One is characteristics and set of operations which can be carried out on that data structure. Now, we are talking about tree. Tree, if you look at it, it looks like an inverted tree where you can store the data in a hierarchical fashion. So it's a hierarchical data structure which represents the hierarchical relationship. If you look at it, it can be like a simple example, what you get it in every book. It can be a grandparent, then you have parents, then you have children, then you have their children, like grandchildren and all, right? So anywhere you have hierarchical relationship, you can use tree data structure. Even to represent, let us say, you can just say it as a university which has so many administrative sections. This administrative has subsections. Again, this section has still more subsections, right? So hierarchical relationship among the entities can be represented using a tree data structure. Okay. So it's a non-linear data structure and can represent relationship between different nodes. Right? It's a collection of entities called nodes, and nodes are connected by edges. Now, what is this? The P, Q, A, B, all these are the nodes, right? And they are connected through edges. Fine. The very first node of the tree is called the root node. Right? Now, this P is the root node, and P itself is the data what is stored in that node, and we call it as a key. Right? So every edge of the tree is directly or indirectly originated from the root. Now, even if you are here, the origin is from the root. Fine. Now, every child has one parent. Every child has one parent, but a parent can have more than one child. A parent can have more than one child. That can have many children. Fine. Now, if you look at it clearly, this is a parent, these are the children. Now, these two children are nothing but they are the siblings, right? This is parent and these are siblings. Now, a node which does not have any children, right? Now, if you look at H and I, they don't have any more links going anywhere, right? So these are leaf nodes, fine? A tree can have subtree. Again, for this can be a parent and these are the children, right? So this part of the tree also is a subtree. Now this can be a right subtree and this can be a left subtree, fine? So you have a parent and you have children on left side pointed by left pointer. You have children on right side pointed by right pointer. Is it fine? It is nothing but the edge here. Now, another thing what we should remember is tree is also known as a recursive data structure. Why? Because to traverse a tree, you can write recursive algorithms, right? Which uses stack. So as you traverse below, you just keep on adding the data onto the stack. And as you move upward again, you start copying it out, right? So tree is a recursive data structure. Now, what are the important terms associated with tree? The very first important term what we saw is a node, right? So what is node? Node is an entity that contains a key or value and pointer to its child nodes, which may be left child, right child, right? Now, what is a path? Path refers to the sequence of nodes along the edges of a tree. Now, if you look at this tree, fine. Now, if I want to move from P to M, then this is the path what I follow, right? Which is nothing but the edges between the nodes of the tree. So this is a path P, R, C, M. This is a path to reach from root to the node M. The root node at the top of the tree is called root. There's only one root per tree and one path from root node to every node. So there's a unique path. Like now to reach H, I don't have more than one path. I have a unique path. To reach H node, I'll be starting from P, R, C, M, and then I'll reach H. There's no other way to reach H, right? Each node has unique path from the root node. Now, suppose if I want to reach I, then again it will be P, R, C, M, I. Is it fine? Okay. Then what you have is parent. Any node except the root node has one edge upward to a node called parent, right? So we know for Q, P is the parent. For A, Q is the parent. For L, A is the parent. The edge moving upward. Child, a node below a given node connected by its edges downward is called a child of a node. Fine. So Q is a parent, A is the child, right? Q is a parent, A is the child. Leaf node which do not have any children, right? Subtree is a represent the descendant of a node. Visiting refers to checking the value of a node when control is on the node, right? When you visit a particular node, you check its value. Then you visit that particular node. Then you have something called traversing. Now, traversing means passing through nodes in a specific order. So here we don't have a sequential order like simple traverse one after the other. No. Here you have different ways of traversing a tree. You have in-order traversal, you have pre-order traversal, and you have post-order traversal. That will look in detail when we'll talk about binary search trees. Now there are something called levels of a node. Levels of a node represent generation of a node. If the root node is at the level 0, then its next child node is at level 1. Its grandchild is at level 2 and so on, right? So the root node is always at level 0. Then your keys represent a value of a node based on which a search operation is to be carried out for a node. Now, why we are learning trees is again, if you look at long big databases and all, if you want to search for a particular record, and if you go through sequentially one after the other, it will take lots of time. As you know, sequential data structures or sequential search is depending on the size of the input. If I want to reduce the search time, then what I do, I take these keys and create a tree out of it so that searching is faster. Now, next what we have is height and depth of a tree. So you can just look at the tree here. The root node depth is always 0, right? And height is the longest path. Height is the longest path from the leaf node. If you start from the leaf node height is always 0. Its parent is 1 and its grandparent is 2, right? So the height of the root node is the longest path, and the depth of the root node is 0, right? And then its children is 1, then it is 2. Is it fine? It's opposite direction it works. Leaf node height is 0 and leaf node depth is the highest level from root to leaf node, right? So height is 0 but depth is 2. Here height is 1, depth is 1. At root node height is 2 and depth is 0. So depth of a node is the length of path to its root. Is it fine? So depth is this way and height is this way. Okay. Next, again, you have degree of a node. So the degree of a node is the total number of branches of that node. Now for this node, if you see, the degree is 2 branches. It has 2 children. The degree of for this node is 0. Now next, something what you have is a forest. There is a collection of disjoint trees is called forest. Now this itself can be a tree. This itself can be a tree, right? So you separate small trees which are part of a big tree. Then you call it as a forest. They are not joint, they are disjoint trees. A collection of disjoint trees is called forest. Now, how do we implement tree data structure? In case of stack and queue, we had static implementation, we had dynamic implementation where you're using array or you're using linked list. But in case of tree implementation, of course, it is a dynamic implementation which we are implementing using nodes. Fine. So this is the structure. We'll be creating nodes and we'll be inserting them like this. Now this is for binary tree, right? So here again, if you look at it, a node contains 3 fields. This is a left pointer, this is a right pointer, and this is the value of the node. Fine. Now, the left pointer addresses the value of the left node, left child. The right pointer addresses stores the address of right child. Similarly, here, this is a node. The left child pointer will store the address of its left child, and right pointer will store the address of its right child. Now, this is a leaf node which does not have any children, so this left pointer and null pointer are initialized to null value, right? Left and right pointers are initialized to null value. Here it has only one child, that is right child, so its left pointer is initialized to null value. So this is the way we are going to represent a tree in a memory. Fine. So we'll be creating a node first, and then we'll be inserting either on the left side or on the right side. If you want to insert it on the left side, you will make its node's left pointer point to the newly created node. And if it's a right side, then its right pointer will be making it point to the newly created node, and so on. Okay, next what we have is the operations which we have. So these are the main operations which are common for each and every data structure we have studied till now. Insert, delete, search, traverse, right? So again, traverse here, as I said previously also, you have in-order traversal, pre-order traversal, and post-order traversal. Now these traversal depends on the position of your root, right? If you are visiting the left subtree, root, and right subtree, then it is in order. If you are visiting the root first and then left subtree and then right subtree, then it is pre-order. And if you are visiting the left subtree, right subtree, and then root, then it is post-order. Again, I repeat, we'll be looking at these in detail when I'll talk about binary search trees. Now, what are the types of trees? The trees what we spoke till now are general trees, right? They don't have any restriction on number of children they have. Then we have binary trees, we have binary search tree, we have AVL tree, red flag tree, and B tree, right? Now, binary tree means it will have two children. Binary search tree are binary trees with some constraints, right? And AVL trees again a binary tree which the height is balanced. And red flag trees are the trees whose nodes are colored, right? B trees are used to store lots of value at the same level. So the depth of the tree or the height of the tree decreases and searching is faster. Now let us look at binary trees. So again, what are the properties of binary tree? You can just look at the binary tree. Each node has two children, right? So a node can have at most two child nodes. At most in the sense it can have 0, 1, or 2, right? Not more than 2. It can have less than 2, but it cannot have more than 2 children. Right? So now this is a left child and this is the right child. Another thing in case of binary trees is what it does allow you duplicate keys, which is not allowed in case of binary search trees. So here we are talking about a simple binary tree, right? So a node can have at most 2 children. And operations are same for each and every tree. As I said, insert, delete, traverse, search. Now, what are the types of binary trees? The one you have is a full binary tree, then you have complete binary tree. Now, when you call it binary tree as full binary tree, each node must contain either 0 or 2 children. If you look at the tree carefully here, this is the root node, it has 2 children. This is a parent node, it has 2 children. This is a parent node, it has 2 children, right? Now, when each and every node has, now this node has 0 children, right? So if a node has 0 or 2 children, then the binary tree is full binary tree. Fine, except the leaf nodes. Leaf nodes do not have any children, they have 0 children. 0 checks. Fine, no children at all. Now then this is a full binary tree. Again I repeat, a full binary tree is a tree which contains 0 or 2 children. There is no 1, 0 or 2 children. Next what we have is a binary complete binary tree. So all nodes are completely filled except the last level. The level is filled. This level is filled, this level except the last level, right? Now this has 2 children, this has 2 children, now this has only 1 child. In the last level, all the nodes must be as left as possible. See, it is inserted, the left child, right child is not there. So in complete binary, node should be added from left. Fine. So here a node can have one child. A node can have one child. Right? Where in case of complete binary tree, it cannot have one child. It has either 0 or 2 children. Is it fine? But the levels must be filled. Here you can see the level is not filled. 3 does not have anything, but here the levels should be filled. And insertion is always from the left side. And it can have a right child which does not exist without a right child. So insertion should be left. Now, what are the usage of trees now? It can be used by compilers to build syntax trees. Of course, if you have already studied at undergraduate level, you know how compilers work. For each and every sentence, what we give a syntax tree is created. It is used to implement expression parser and expression solver, and also used to store router tables in routers. In case of networking, when the packets are routing from one router to another router, then these are used to store the routers tables. Fine. We'll talk about binary search tree in detail in the next lecture. This lecture is just to cover about a general introduction to trees, the types of trees, the properties of trees, and the different operations as well as binary trees. I hope the concept is clear. Stay home, stay safe.